Hello and welcome to Ready to Realign. Today we are going to talk about one of the most important or the only thing that our body and our mind does. The only function of our body and the only function of our mind. And that is to keep us safe. The body's function is not to have six-pack abs. The mind's function is not to be the best at maths or to be the best at your work. No. The only job of our body and our mind is to keep you safe. To explain a little bit more, let us see the first of the chakras. The first chakra is the root chakra, and the root chakra is to keep us safe. The first part of the Maslow's hierarchy, the most basic, is your things that keep you safe, things that help you with your survival. So survival is the only thing that the body needs to do. How can I survive? How can I continue to live is the only thing that the body and the mind want to do. And that is how we have been formed. So where did this start from? Let us go back to the caveman times. The caveman times showed that if you try to do anything different, if you try to be over smart, if you try to leave your cave, if you try to think, should I eat this fruit? Should I go and talk to so and so? Should I go and pet that animal? You will die. That is what the caveman times taught us. That you try to do anything new, try to experiment, try to go out of your tribe. If the whole tribe is going X direction and you are like, I wonder what the Y direction would take me. I wonder what this road leads to. Then you will die. That is what we as cavemen, that is the caveman mentality, is that you will die. And that has continued in our old mind. In our mind, we already understand this concept that survival depends on a few things. Survival depends on do what everyone else is doing, do what has already been done, and do what you know and what you are good at. So this was the principles on which we have continued to live. Now that was the old brain or the ancient caveman brain. And part of you might be saying, but we are not cavemen. And that is exactly what we need to understand, that we are not cavemen. Every time we touch if we try a new fruit, we are not going to perish, because if something happens, there is modern medicine to take care of it. If we go and speak to someone new, it is not that that person is going to come and harm us, take our money away, steal our home, steal our partners, or try to harm us. But so this we understand mentally. And that is the first step, to understand that we are not cavemen, that those times were different, and now we have more means, more technology, many more things that can keep us safe. So that's the first thing. Now you would say that, okay, that was in the ancient times, then what about now? So I want to say that these same mentalities have been intrinsically woven into us during our childhood. What do I mean by that? Now let's talk about childhood. So there were the same kind of Neanderthal thinking, the same kind of caveman mentality continues into our childhood through our school education. We go to school, some kind of question is asked in class, and you blurt out any kind of answer. People start laughing at you. The teacher says something like, oh, are you stupid? Oh, this is not the way it's done. Or corrects you and says that, no, this is not how it is done. This is how it has been done, and you have to write it this way. This is how it should be done. And so you start to think, okay, I should not do anything that is different from others. Otherwise, people will embarrass me. People will laugh at me. People will, I will feel embarrassed, and embarrassment is equal to, for us, survival. And we think that we will not be able to survive, we will not be able to do anything because it is not safe for us. So the second thing which we need to understand is that embarrassment will not kill you. Let me repeat that, because that is so important, that yes, even when you grow up, there will be people who will laugh at you, people who will not understand you, people who will ridicule you, and you will be embarrassed. So we go back to the first concept which we had done in previous video, which was getting comfortable feeling uncomfortable. So that is very important to understand, that we have to start to get comfortable feeling uncomfortable. Feeling embarrassed is a type of an uncomfortable feeling which we need to survive, and embarrassment will not kill us. So the caveman mentality was safety, survival, but a lot of us have got it confused with failure. We think that if we fail, we will not survive, and the body tries to keep us safe by not failing. And that is the second lesson we learn from our childhood, that if you fail, if you try something new, obviously you are going to fail a few times, and failure is not acceptable. This again goes back to the Neanderthal man. The Neanderthal man lived in a cave, and then one day one of them thought, okay, why don't I make a house out of wooden planks from trees? And they made it, and say an animal attacked and they died, or animal attacked and they got really seriously injured. Then the next generation thought, oh my god, we should not be trying to make houses out of wooden planks, let's just stay in the cave. Until another brave soul decided, no, I'm going to do it better. I saw that person, I'm going to do it better. And they did something and then failed again. And then the next person came and then they did it and they succeeded. So this concept of you experimenting, failing, trying again, experimenting, failing, trying again is what helps you grow, helps the entire humankind grow and proceed and go towards a journey and not just survive. So this is the difference between survival and thriving. Imagine now if the Neanderthal man said, no, nothing doing, let us just stay in caves, let us not even try to make houses out of wood, then houses out of brick, and continue that, we would not be living in kind of societies that we are now. So what is the third thing that you have to remember is that, yes, survival is what the body needs and what the mind needs, but if we need to change, if we need to grow, if we need to thrive, we have to get comfortable feeling uncomfortable, and we need to experiment. And when we experiment, we will fail, but failure is very important to thrive. So these were the basic concepts which are part of the survival and thriving, the fight between survival and thriving. And now mentally you have understood this concept, right? You're like, yeah, it feels safe. So this concept that the body wants to keep you safe is the crux of anything, your job, your finances, your professional life. So this is the crux of understanding. So how do you make your body feel safe? That is the absolute crux of nervous system regulation, which is module 2 of Ready to Realign, and also the module which is going to change your life forever. So how do you make your body change? So when the body feels unsafe, what does the body do? What does the mind do? It does one of three things. One is it fights back, it fights. The second thing is it runs away or flees, the fight or flight. And the third thing is it freezes. It's like a tortoise who closes itself into its shell. It doesn't want to change, it doesn't want to see the world, it doesn't want any new inputs. So these are the three things you do. So this is explained in the nervous system regulation as, so let's talk about the first thing, that is the shutdown phase, the tortoise phase, the phase where you go into a shell, where you don't want anyone's inputs, and where you just want to stay numb, where you don't want to feel anything, you don't want anxiety of trying to change, you don't want the anxiety of anyone trying to push you into anything different, and you just want to stay safe and inside your cave and feel comfortable and just shut the whole world out. And this state is called the dorsal ventral state. This state is where you keep your body goes into this thing where you feel like everyone around you is out to harm you, or every new experience is something which you don't want, and you want to stay in that same bubble. So how do you come out of this dorsal ventral state where you feel that you are numb or keeping yourself really small? A few things that you can do in this is body tapping. We are going to have another video on how to tap your body, and just calming yourself down by tapping your body and also hugging yourself are steps that you can tell your body that you are safe, you are secure, nothing can harm you. You can again repeat these same lines that I am safe, nothing can harm me. This is just a way for me to grow by doing EFT tapping. So EFT tapping video also we are going to have in Ready to Realign, and we are going to delve more into what is EFT tapping. And the third thing is doing Qigong or movement meditation, because the state of dorsal ventral keeps you in a free state. It's called the free state. So your body is going to be very stiff. You're going to feel it, and it's going to curl forward. It's going to try to, just like how the turtle or the tortoise or a closed up porcupine just tries to close itself. So you need to tap yourself open, EFT tapping, and also movement meditation, be it through yoga or Qigong. We're going to delve into some things that you can do for your dorsal ventral state. The next state is your fight or flight. You're angry, you're lashing out at people, you are like, oh my god, that person's trying to steal this money from me, or that person is trying to take away my ideas from me, or that one is, so you're in this really hugely competitive state, or what can also be seen as a state of over masculinity, or the wounded masculine, which we deal in the awakened feminine, where the masculine is like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to fight with so and so. I am alone, and I have to face this battle alone in this life. So if you are a woman, for you to drop into your feminine, you cannot drop into your feminine until you feel safe. That is exactly what we deal in the day 2 of the awakened feminine. Because if you don't feel safe in your body, if you feel, oh my god, if I'm walking down this dark alley, someone is going to attack me, this is going to happen, everything feels unsafe to you, your surroundings feel unsafe to you, you will not be able to drop into your feminine or drop into the awakened feminine. And I'm going to tell you the next state, which is the ventral, which is your awakened feminine state. So let us still deal with the sympathetic overdrive, the overdriven masculine, or the sympathetic overdrive is you're like just fighting, doing everything, and you're always angry, you're always like, I'm going to fight the world. In that state, that let it come. You're this angry lioness, you're angry, and you are there to pounce on anyone. And at that state, you would want to do a few, again, you want to start with your body and go to the mind. So there are 2 things that you can do. One is called the top-down method, where you journal, where you write down everything, where you tell yourself, hey, see, this is what you're doing, and no, this person is not going to do this. No, you are completely safe. And you write down what is the worst that can happen in this situation. And no matter whatever the worst thing is, it's not like even if you lose all the absolute money that you always have, you finally come to the thing that you will still survive. And if you survive, you are still safe. And once you can tell yourself, write to yourself, or mentally tell yourself that you are safe, then you do this top-down method. The bottom-up method, what is called the somatic method, is you tell your body first and your body tells your mind. So those things are like, you do shaking exercising, jumping exercising, dancing, raging, swamping, all these therapies which help to move the energy, this excess energy out of you, and helps to calm your mind, calm your body. Again, tapping exercising or shaking exercises, or even screaming exercises or humming exercises, where you are working on your vagus nerve, where you work on the vagus nerve by doing massages, by doing humming, or any kind of vagus nerve exercises which we will be dealing with, all of these will help you to get out of that sympathetic drive and go into the ventral vagus. So what is this ventral vagus? The third step. Okay, so we've dealt with the dorsal vagus, which keeps you in that frozen, numb state. The second is your sympathetic overdrive state, which is where you are angry, or what I like to call the wounded masculine. And the third state is your ventral vagus state, and this is also called the state of safety. And what I like to also call, this is the state of the awakened feminine, or the awakened masculine, or the balanced feminine and masculine. So what does safety look like? So what does safe look like? The number one quality of safety is also what we deal with on day 3 of the awakened feminine, is curiosity. Just think about it. When you feel unsafe, the first thing you do is like everything is scary. Don't touch anything, don't try anything new, don't do anything new, go where everyone else is going. The minute you start getting curious, I wonder what if this I do, I wonder what would happen if I go there, if I choose a different stream, if I choose a different occupation, what would happen if I went out and met someone else? What would happen if I spoke to a new person? This curiosity about other people, other events, other things that you can try, this is the ventral vagus state. So what else does feeling safe look like? Feeling safe looks like willing to take risks. Be it in your job, be it in your profession, be it in your personal life. When you can tell yourself that yes, I am safe enough to take that risk and nothing's going to happen. What's the worst that can happen, And you feel that safety net, that yes, I can do that. I feel safe. So willing to take risks. The second is asking for help. When you are in that numb, stuck thing, or when you are always fighting with everyone, or in that sympathetic overdrive anger, you think everyone is out to get you, everyone is out to harm you, everyone is out to steal your ideas, steal your money, steal your partner. So you are never out to ask for help. So community, asking for help, is such a feminine quality. Vulnerability is such a feminine quality, and asking for help and reaching out to others is such an awakened feminine quality, right? The next is willing to bet on yourself and be yourself. The reason why a lot of people, be it in childhood, something happened and it said, don't be yourself, don't be your authentic self, be someone else, because if you are yourself, you will not survive. You will be embarrassed. People will laugh at you. So what does feeling safe look like? It looks like you feel that you can be yourself. Whatever your quirks, you can show your quirks, be it the way you dress, be it the way you talk, be it the way you interact with others. You can just be yourself, be your authentic self. That is what feeling safe looks like, where you don't feel the need to fit in. The next is collaboration versus competition, which we already explained, that you are not always thinking, oh my God, I'm in competition with X and Y. This win-win situation, that I can win and you can win and we can win together, is also a thing that comes with feeling safe, right? The next thing is failure is your friend. Be it the caveman mentality, which says if you fail, you die, or your childhood teachings from school or from just childhood is that if you fail, then you will be punished. There is punishment at the end of the failure. So let me not try something new, let me not learn a new language, let me not learn a new skill, let me not learn a new hobby let me not try anything which seems a bit hard, because what if I fail? Because if I fail, I will be punished, or I will be embarrassed and people will laugh at me. No. So when you feel safe, you are able to consider failure as your friend. Embarrassment no longer seems like a risky thing. Embarrassment is just embarrassment. It's not going to kill me. It's just an uncomfortable feeling which I am willing to be comfortable with. So that feeling of comfortable in the uncomfortable comes when you are safe in your body and in your mind. When you feel safe. And the last thing is positive expectation. What is positive expectation? Positive expectation is something which we're going to deal in another video on surrender. But let me just explain a little bit about it. Positive expectation is when you go and try something, you are always expecting a positive outcome. That is why you try it, right? You try a new job, or you try and go out and meet, go on a new date with someone because you have a positive expectation. What if this guy is the one? What if this job is the one? What if something great is going to happen? The minute you wake up in the morning, you have a positive expectation from the day. You're like, wow, I wonder what great opportunities today is going to bring. But if you're in the free state, you're like, oh God, again morning has started. God knows what is going to happen. Who's going to shout at me? And you just wake up with that anxiety, right? You wake up with anxiety or with depression. You're like, God, again the same old thing. Again I have to go through life that same old way. So you're either super down, the frozen state, or you're in that anxiety state. Oh my God, shit, who's going to harm me? Who's going to punish me? Who's going to say something mean to me? What big things do I have to face today? So that is negative expectation of your day, is what the sympathetic overdrive or the dorsal ventral teach you. But the ventral vagal, or the feeling of safety, or the awakened feminine or the awakened masculine, they go into their day, they go into their life with that positive expectation, right? They try something new and they're like, oh my God, I have the best idea. This is going to change my life. This is going to change everyone's life. This is going to change the world. Pretty much like how I feel like when I'm making this video, I am like, oh my God, if people understood that safety is what our body and mind wanted to do, and the best way for us to calm our safety is by teaching our body that we are safe in all situations. And if I can teach people this kind of nervous system regulation and how to calm yourself down, how to feel safe in your body, either through mind work or through body work, and if I can make them feel safe within themselves, they will be able to take these huge risks in their personal life, in their professional life, and oh my God, they're going to go out and do such amazing things in the world. And when that happens, we're going to be having this huge ripple effect. And this tiny video of mine, which I'm recording with no one around me, with just a mobile phone on a tripod, and this could be pretty much be changing the world or changing the lives of people who are watching it. That is my positive expectation from the thing. This is my positive expectation, and that is why I'm putting myself at risk of feeling embarrassed. And what if someone watches this and someone from someone who doesn't like me, and they're like, oh my God, what is she doing? Why is she making these videos? If I play small, or if I feel like this could be a failure, this may not work, then I am not sharing my authentic self. I'm not sharing these authentic gifts with the world. So I leave you at the end of this video with the basic teachings of this lesson, which was our mind from the caveman times, from the time immemorial, has wanted to feel safe, and which is not a bad thing. That is exactly the crux of life, how to survive life. But survival is equal to staying the same. The body wants to stay the same, and that's how we have learned to survive. If we want to change, if we want any new experience in our life, if we want to experiment anyway, we need to first feel safe and then expand by getting comfortable, feeling uncomfortable, and find out what is the feeling of curiosity. And with that, I leave you, and I hope you've understood the 3 states, the nervous system states. We're going to dive much deeper into all of these 3 in the second module of Ready to Realign, and I'm really looking forward to teaching you.